you can swing the club long. Your arms go back, the club goes long ways. A lot of people say that's bad. Club gets a little underneath and inside takeaway there. Not too bad, but when the club tends to go inside, you got that right leg is my biggest issue with you right here. This is something, well, it's locking completely. Watch your right leg lock. I don't know if you know you're doing that.
It's something that has been a problem historically, and I keep trying to work on it. I think I'm working on it.
Well, you know what? As long as you're getting vertical force, you're pushing against the ground to generate speed, it's okay for your leg to straighten. Hogan had a straight leg, but I just want you to make sure it's not locked. I don't know if your leg is locked there. I can't tell. But, I mean, the golf club is swinging on a pretty good path. You're coming down consistently 1 or 2 degrees to the inside, but I just think that right leg is something we want to pay attention to. To be more consistent, I think we got to keep some structure in your arms, meaning that the upper arms need to stay more against the chest, like in here, and I'd like the swing to be a little short of horizontal. I think you get a little bit long with the irons. I mean, that's a little past parallel. I mean, right, your position would be really good. You just have it's hard to time it when it gets real long, and it's across the line. So the shaft's pointed to the right at the top. So, you know, I'm going to put up somebody your build. You're about, what, 6? All right, I'm going to use Horschel because he's pretty much your size. So the one thing that I want you to pay particular attention to is where your weight's distributed here, heel to toe. I want it to be underneath the arches of your feet. You can practice that by getting a plastic alignment stick or a towel. Roll up a towel and just put it underneath the arches of your feet and stand on the towel so you can get a sensation for where your weight's distributed, and that's called proprioceptive ability. Just being sensitive to where your weight's distributed is important. If you get too much weight on your heels, your lower body will thrust into the ball in an effort to try to equalize your weight and get balanced. And so that, I think, would be another thing I want. You don't have much knee flex. I'd like to see your top of your knees over the arches of your feet. Looks to me like you're a little on your heels there. You can see he's a little more flexed there. The way I liken it is if you were playing a sport like getting ready to guard somebody or getting ready to jump, you would go down before you went up. You wouldn't jump. You wouldn't throw a baseball with your back leg locked. You wouldn't jump from. You got to use the ground. A little bend in the knees would be helpful. But like I said, I think the one thing, if you're hooking it, watch the takeaway. I'd like to see the club head stay more to the outside of the hands. It's not huge, but it does get inside there a little bit. Like your delivery of the club is nice. It comes right down. I mean, what you're looking for is the shaft to be parallel to the inclined plane of the shaft at address. So the shaft planes are pretty parallel there. So that's good. Got good rotation of your lower half. You stay down and through the ball. You have a good extension through it, so there's a lot of good stuff here. The shaft comes under your left shoulder a little more. That would be helpful. How would we fix your golf swing would be tighten it up a little bit. You maintain your posture pretty good. You don't have hardly any movement. You see how your pelvis stays pretty much on that line. That's pretty good. So, yeah. So I'd like to see the club look a little more like that at the top. So the way you would practice that is just go up to the top, get in front of a mirror with some feedback and practice that. And then what I would do is I'd actually pause. I'd hit some balls, go up to the top, pause a little bit, try to get that club where you want, and then just take some swings and swing down. But not full. Just hit it 100 yards just to get a feel for that position. How would you get it there? Well, you're close. If you just stopped your swing early, you'd be there. If you stop there, you're pretty much there. Now, your arms are fairly close in here. That right elbow sort of tucked in here. I'd like you to work on a little more width. How far your hand is from your right shoulder will help you tighten up your swing. If you collapse your right arm, the swing gets long. Does that make sense? See, that's pretty collapsed right there. It gets wider as you go up, but still a little long for me. Yeah. Yeah, I think you've finished turning, but you just continue with the arms. Yep. All right, and then looking at these numbers, I mean, your path's good. You want the face to be... The face-to-path relationship is just, if you swing to the right, you want the face to be close to the path. If you swing to the left, you want the face to be open to the path. You understand that, right? Because the face is about 80% of direction for irons. That's just a little too much rotation. You can see the face where it's looking there. But, yeah, so we're going to tighten it up a little bit and get that shaft a little more in line at the top, and I think you'll be a lot more consistent. I really do. See that exit is a little more left. That's because he's a little more rotational. You know?
Shaft more left.
Right. That's right. So essentially, he's doing what's called a cornering release. He's sort of turning his chest out of the way more, and turning his hips, and the left arm's connected. So where the hands go, they follow the rotation. So this connection is real important to time the arms and the body. The trunk. Getting the trunk and the arms connected and in line, what I call in line would be your hands always stay in the center of your chest. You don't want any arms running away from your body. And I think you do get a little of that running away from it. So that was something I want to really work on with you. And you can put a couple of gloves under your arms and just hit some balls, trying to maintain your structure so you don't lose this relationship. Yeah. Okay.